It's Eugene Ebner with BroadwayWorld TV with the goddess of jazz, Miss Ann Hampton Callaway. How are you, Ann?
I'm so excited to be here, opening night, and
yes.
Thanks for stopping by.
Well, thanks for spending some time with us. We really love you. We're thrilled to be here. We, of course, adore your voice. Now, why Linda Ronstadt? Why is it special to you to be able to sing from her songbook?
You know, there are many reasons. First of all, she's one of the foremost women of music of the 20th century. Her impact was extraordinary. One of the things I most admire about her, besides her beautiful voice and her, fabulous songbook, is the fact that she always honored the many sides to her, the many types of music she was drawn to, the many experiences. And when her producer said, "Oh no, I don't think you should do standards," she did standards. And it became a big success. Every time she did something that she felt called to do, she made a big difference. And when I was getting started as a singer in New York, and I heard those Nelson Riddle records coming out one by one, I just thought, what a great thing to do. I love this woman because she's bringing the music I love to a whole new generation of music lovers. And it's still that sense, the bridge between rock and roll and the Great American Songbook is a bridge that needs to be crossed more often. So I sort of wanted to cross the bridge from the Great American Songbook to some of the pop side of me, that as a young kid wanting to be a singer-songwriter, expecting a different life than what I ultimately had. This gives me a chance to sort of rock out. And when I was an acting major at University of Illinois, I would, whatever chance I get, we would go to these little sessions, jam sessions with our guitars and sing, and James Taylor and Carole King and and Linda Ronstadt. And I just really love this music. And so it's nice for me to dare to step out of my usual comfort zone and go to a part that's a little older part of my early self that is still a very important part of me. So this has been a fantastic experience. Another very important reason that I wanted to do this was it just breaks my heart that such a great singer and such a beautiful person has been silenced by Parkinson's.
I agree.
I was with Laurie White when we heard the news about Linda, and so I was in Nashville with her, and we immediately set up a little gig in, was it the Blue Bell Cafe? Anyway, a bunch of us got together and we did a big tribute to Linda that night, and so it's always sort of haunted me to honor her. And plus, my wife, being from Tucson, is a huge fan of Linda Ronstadt's music, and and there's something about just having moved to Tucson that makes me feel this beautiful sense of symmetry and synchronicity. And I had a vocal ulceration a year ago, actually almost to this day, after singing at Birdland when it was so cold and I was so sick, and I thought I couldn't talk for 2 months.
Wow. Just
when I had decided to do the show. And I thought, how interesting that I am almost stepping into the experience, not quite, but stepping into the experience of, will I ever sing again? How does that feel? Who am I without singing? So I feel like this has been a tremendous gift on many levels to me, and I've been so fortunate to get to know her online, and we've exchanged some messages with each other, and she's given me her blessing to do the show. And I hope I have a chance to give her a little extra love, because she deserves it. She's made such a difference to all of us.
I agree with you, and I love the fact that you said you're making it your own. It's important to you for many reasons.
Yeah.
You're putting your own spin around it, because you normally do a lot of jazz, but you also sing pop. And I think it's so, in a way, exciting when you can offer this to people, all ages of people.
Right.
Because it brings the attention back to the music. And as Billy and I were discussing, especially for the baby boomers, this is like, wow, that's my music.
Well, and people who are used to hearing me sing Lush Life and other things, that, but even though Linda did sing Lush Life, when they come to the show and they have the history of loving Linda Ronstadt, they just turn into 16-year-olds. I just love seeing the audience just bopping and singing along and clapping, and they're so. I've never had this kind of audience response. But the other context of all of this is, as a sort of a response for the last 10 years to the big voice shows, The Voice and American Idol and things like that. I've really wanted to focus my attention as a storyteller to great artistry, to people who've made a strong impact. So I've done the Ella Fitzgerald songbook, I've done the Sarah Vaughan songbook, different titles, but the Streisand songbook, I did a tribute to Peggy Lee, And Linda Ronstadt seems like a perfect next step of somebody who has bridged many different kinds of music, and I'm interested in the bridge building that we can do in this world right now.
Thank you.
I think that's imperative.
High five.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Talk about love.
Yeah.
Peace. I love this. I'm saying this,
See, yeah.
and this is what it's about.
That's right. Yeah.
It's you're taking your talent, your name of who you are, your experience, your wisdom, your love, and you're honoring her, you're honoring yourself, and you're being able to unite people through that.
Yeah.
And thank you for what you said earlier. You're honoring her because now you, like you said, you know what it would feel like to say, God, what is my voice?
Yeah, right, yeah.
The instrument. So I applaud you for that,
Thank you.
I thank you for that because it's really what it's about now, especially is, I call them us light workers. I don't know if people think that's too airy-fairy, but to me, you're spreading light and love.
I have a personal secret ministry, and I think music is a tremendous soul-building, soul-nourishing, unifying power, and besides being tremendously exciting and fun and sexy and all those great things, it's the one thing that brings people together, and then this kind of show brings people who don't know they like rock, and who don't know they like jazz, and don't know they like country, and they don't know they like these things. But when you have a storytelling, fun evening of music that comes from the heart, it's bound to touch people. And the result of my few times I've gotten to do the show has been very, very exciting.
Well, we're very excited, and please, anyone that's watching this right now, check Ann out here at Birdland. 10 shows this entire week, from Tuesday the 22nd through Saturday the 26th. 2 shows a day.
Yes, 8:30 and 11 o'clock each night. And then we have Bob Mann, who is Linda's guitarist and arranger on guitar. And he was on 2 of the 3 Nelson Riddle records, and he played and arranged the amazing track for Linda and James Ingram on Somewhere Out There that I'll be singing with Bill every night, which is one of the highlights of the show.
That
and
is a
his
highlight
artistry
for me,
is just off the charts. He's just a great guitarist and a beautiful man. So. Yeah.
Well, thanks for spreading the love and honoring Linda and continuing to inspire all of us, not only with your beautiful voice, but your heart.
Oh, well, thank you,
It
Eugene.
means a lot. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And
Thanks.
thank you, Linda. We love you.
Thank you. I'm sitting here with the one and only Billy Stritch. Look at who I have here at Birdland.
How are you? Yes, at Birdland. How are you?
What is it about this show that's really unique and special? We love Linda Ronstadt,
Well,
obviously.
of course we love Linda Ronstadt. And I love Ann Hampton Callaway, and everybody does. And I've known Ann, I want to say 30 years I've known Ann. And I've known her from back when she was playing piano bar. And then she made her stand-up appearance, and just everything she's done. And she does all these wonderful tributes to more pop and jazz artists. You know, Barbara Streisand, Sarah Vaughan, different people. But to hear her do this music, Linda Ronstadt, which is not normally what you'd associate with Ann, it's amazing because she's such a gifted singer and musician that she's able to put her own stamp and yet be very respectful of the original music. She has utmost respect for Linda, as she'll tell you. And it's just a great collection of songs. You know, people don't necessarily think of things from the 60s, 70s, and up beyond as being as great as the songs from the Great American Songbook, but there's quite a few in this that really fill that bill.
And so many people relate to them.
Yeah, I feel like that's for people that are my age, that's kind of like the music we grew up on. You know, I mean, in the 70s, in the car, there was always a Linda Ronstadt hit on the radio.
I've always loved her.
Yeah.
I was born in the early 70s, but my sister at the time was about 16 when I was born.
Sure.
And she had
so you heard all that music.
She had all of her records.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, so it's really like our nostalgia now. You know,
it's true.
Yeah.
For you though, as a music director and accompanist and piano man, what is it for you with this songbook, with Linda Ronstadt's songs? How is it different for you?
Well, it's really been great fun to play it because, you know, when I was 15 and 16 and late teens, I played in bands and we played a lot of this music, you know, and of course listening to the radio, but you know, so when Ann presented this to me and we got together the first day, I was like, I remember this, and it was all like it was in my hands because, you know, it was just so embedded in my brain.
Right.
You know, so it's different in that it's not old standard, it's not jazz, But I'm from Texas, so I love country rock, I love pop, all that stuff. So all of that is something I'm able to really bring to the show, all those different styles.
I think it's like you said, it's almost the nostalgia of it, but the memory of it, but in a different ways. The standards can be maybe nostalgia for anyone.
Of course.
Because of the time period, but this is something like you said for maybe the baby boomers. Is what they really relate to the most.
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, our parents, it was like the music of the 30s, 40s, 50s, But like now it's 60s, 70s, 80s, that's the new thing. That's the new nostalgic baby boomer kind of, not baby, you know what I mean.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say.
I do.
Good.
What's one of your favorite songs, if you had to pick one?
In this show, I love Long, Long Time. It was one of her first ones with Stone Pony.
I have heard that one.
I have such a sense of memory of hearing that song on a transistor radio when I was 7, maybe. It came out 69, I think. And it just had such a lonesome sound, and I lived in a small town. I remember listening to it. It was like I was up way past my bedtime and hearing it on this thing. And I just remember that. It's not a very interesting memory, but it's a song that has stuck with me forever. And I love all the stuff that she, like, It's So Easy, and
that's one of my favorites.
And Ooh Baby Baby, all the Smokey Robinson things, and then of course the Nelson Riddle stuff. So we do get a little bit of those great American standards in the show too, because we acknowledge that as well.
Well, I'm really glad that you spent some time with us today.
And I get to sing a little on the show too.
Ooh, and we love when you sing.
Now I get to sing 2 songs with Ann.
See, folks, you have to realize that Billy also sings. I've heard him with Jim Caruso.
Yes, true. I warble a little bit, yeah. It's always a pleasure. I mean, I love accompanying singers, but it's always a treat when the singer actually invites me to sing along, too.
Yeah, this is awesome. So this is the Ann/Billy show.
Well, no, it's the Ann show.
Sorry, Ann.
With musical director Billy Stritch.
Right,
That's all
exactly.
we have to say about that.
All right. Well, thanks for spending time.
Pleasure.
We can't wait.
Good, me either.